What is up, party people? Happy Friday! Sports in the Chet Benson Show is powered by NCA, National Certified Alarms on Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Good Friday to you, Mr. Bell.
Is that today?
It is. It is.
Oh,
we learned that yesterday. Remember when we both got called heathens?
Yeah, for not knowing when the holiday that moves around was.
What day's Arbor Day? I have no idea. So is it Joan today? Do we have Joan?
Yes, sir, you do.
Oh, my God, Joe, what is up? We've never had you on our little dog and pony
I know,
show.
isn't it so weird? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. What do we do, gang?
This is it. We honestly just sit around and BS. That's it,
Yeah.
nothing else. What prompted you to take this shift?
So Jay would normally have taken this shift, but he had something to do this afternoon, so we switched. He did the mornings, and so I'm doing afternoons for him.
Oh, cool. Right on.
I didn't realize she was working at home. Nobody told me.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're working
Sorry.
at home, huh? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, well, I do Fridays at home, yeah.
Oh, God. What a great...
I know, right?
Man, that's living the dream right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sure
Seven
is.
figures and wherever she wants to be when she works.
Oh, my gosh, if only.
If only. Well, it's good to have you, Joan.
Thank you. It's so nice to do this show and to get to hang out with you guys in the afternoon. I love it.
Now, did you enjoy waking up later?
I did. I got up at 7 o'clock. It was the most beautiful thing ever.
It was a good Friday is what you're telling us.
Yes, it has been a good Friday.
What do we know about the jet? We got one guy back. The other guy's...
The other is still being searched for. It's kind of amazing, too, because it's a hotly contested area near Carg Island. So it's pretty touchy there. And we've got our helicopters up there. Israel is helping us to look for this guy. He couldn't have been too far from where the first pilot was. So they're hoping the search area is not huge.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I
Yeah.
hope they find this guy. I was telling Belle, I said, do you think on their way down they think, man, if we land and this goes well and we can escape from here, that they're totally going to make a movie about us?
Yeah, probably.
Well, all I know is they better find his ass because Lou Gossett Jr. ain't available anymore.
No. But it's going to be interesting to see. So they got one.
And Iran
the-
put a price on the head of the other guy.
Yeah, I don't think they'd kill him because he's too valuable alive.
Oh, yeah.
You know, unless he's going to, bomb them or fire on them, they don't want to kill him. They want him alive.
Yeah.
Because that way they can parade in front of the media and the world and say, look at this guy here. He's evil and he's bad and he's come here to destroy us, and then start the negotiation. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting day, no doubt about that. So much other fun stuff to talk about that's not just, oh, man, I got some stuff with Andy Ogles. Woo! Interesting character. You guys both, well, everybody here knows my just stay what I call him that day, bag of turds or something.
Yeah, you weren't very kind.
Nope, sorry. This is...
Chad, you were not kind?
No, I think I called him a bag of turds or something. He's a clown. He is. Everything is performative, and when it's not, it's very white Christian nationalist.
When you're a politician, at some point, you deserve to be called that.
Absolutely.
Maybe not the majority of the time, maybe only once in a while, but you earn it at some point.
At some point, yeah. At some
What is
point.
a Christian nationalist? What do you consider a Christian nationalist?
Well, I think the way he has pushed he has espoused that he wants a white Christian nation. So that's kind of would be what I would call that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I would go with that. He's an interesting character. And again, how much of it's real though, right? Because I was, when I was in Arizona, we had a few other people that I saw change because the winds changed when it comes to, how they weren't, before Trump got in, they weren't very MAGA. But the minute he got in, they changed, and they changed a lot of their ways too. And I knew that a lot of it was BS.
Are you trying to tell me that they would alter their principles?
I do think that. Joan, do you think that a politician in any way, shape, or form would ever alter their principles?
Oh, of course they would.
Oh.
Of course they would. But when you say Christian nationalist, it makes people who are Christian and patriotic, love our nation, fly the flag, feel as though Christianity was the beginning of this nation, makes us kind of feel like we're being disparaged.
Yeah, but it's not. But that's the average. It's not about the average Christian. It's the average Christian who would like to take over, have theology kind of lead everything, including our presidents, and when the only religion should be Christianity. And that's a much different thing than, I grew up Christian. It's a much different thing than what you've got some of these people out here who are hardcore, who, they have the ear of the president. They have the ear of Pete Hegseth. And, it's like that Doug Wilson guy who wants his church espouses that women should lose their right to vote, which is bizarre, right? But then you know what I think, Joan? Think about this, though.
Okay.
If you lose your right to vote, then you shouldn't have to pay taxes. Because no taxation without representation?
Hey, if you can fix a space toilet, you deserve to vote.
Yeah. Did you see what do you think of the Artemis?
Oh, it's the coolest thing ever.
Because we've been all over it, and we're super excited about it. But the poor Christina Cook, she's up there. And everybody else is talking about all the cool stuff they're doing, and she's showing how this is how we would wash our hair up here. And I thought, well, that's kind of
no, that wasn't her. That was from some other mission. That was a space.
Oh my God, they did that to another woman?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was on the International Space Station.
so they made a girl that lady do the "Get Ready Me with Me" video, and then poor Christina Cook had to fix the toilet.
The toilet.
Oh, she had to fix the toilet?
She's the space plumber. That's what she said.
She's calling herself the space plumber because she fixed the toilet and she fixed a water problem they were having.
Yeah.
She rocks.
She does rock. She does rock. Not the Canadian guy, though. Canadian.
No, clearly not.
Yeah, no Canadians, please.
So they built some of the outside of, that's why they're there. So they built some of the stuff that they're going to be using, the arms and some of the things like that. That's why they're like, fine, we got to bring him.
That's a load of crap. The only reason he is there in case we run into hostile aliens, he can be the polite one.
Did you do that on purpose? That's a load of crap?
Yes.
Yes.
Do that on purpose? Okay.
Yeah, that is a load of crap. That's exactly what it is. See the way we did that?
Yeah.
So what's going on in your world? I mean, it's weird. It's so weird because we're not even here. You're not even hanging out with us. Are you golfing today? No golf? No, nothing?
No, did that yesterday.
Oh, so nice.
So windy yesterday.
Oh, I hate the wind in any sport.
Yeah.
It is the worst. I will play. I've played in snow. I have played in exhausting heat. I've played in sleet and pouring rain.
Wow.
The wind is the worst thing to play in.
What was the joke the guy made? Tiger can do a 400-yard drive and miss every tree, but put him in a car and he's screwed.
Yeah. Did you hear him? Did you hear him say?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking to the president. I'm like, oh, don't do that. That's like, do you know who I am?
Yep.
That's the worst.
Yeah, and he's trying to bring the president down with it. I don't think that was his attempt to bring the president down, but it drags the president down into his world.
After the president said nice things about him and tried to, low-key defend him.
Yeah. Well, then remember the night before, he also told everybody when Tiger had not told the world yet that he wasn't playing in the Masters. Remember, Trump's like, well, Tiger's not playing in the Masters, so there's some news for you.
Yeah.
Well, plus he dates. Obviously, he's got the kids with him a lot. He's got Trump's grandkids with him.
Well, the story was that President Trump said, you are not driving the kids anywhere. The Secret Service will do it.
Yeah.
Not you.
And but there was nobody with him at that time, by the sounds of it. So that's the good news, and it didn't hurt anybody. Again, the good news. So there was really, this, and all you have to do is look at him in the back of the car. I mean, in the back of the police, he's like sweating, he's yawning. It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. That's not a place you want to be. And I know he's going out of the country to quote unquote get help. That's what you do now if you have a chance.
Does he have any sponsorships left to lose?
I don't think so.
No. Well, I mean, he's never going to lose Nike.
Yeah, but Nike's sinking down too. Nike is having a lot of financial trouble, and I feel like that began with the whole NFL praying thing, and they just had a really bad quarter. So,
yeah, they're still pretty big though, And the thing is, but he's part of that Jordan brand, so I don't know how bad Jordan brand's doing. So, again, I mean, he'll always have Genesis. All of them will stick with him. As long as he doesn't kill anybody or do anything, untoward, Kobe, anything like that, I think he'll be fine. But he's got problems. And you know what those problems are? Because the New York Post today did a huge story about we always knew Tiger was a fraud. Tiger's not a fraud. Tiger's flawed.
Oh, he is.
And that's what he is. Imagine being 2 and 3 years old and you're on TV, right? You're on Mike Douglas and Merv Griffin, and the world that you are now in, where everywhere you go, that's incredible. All these things. You're playing golf against kids 5, 10 years older than you. Everywhere you go now, you are talked about, even in high school, all this kind of stuff. At such a young age, and your dad is there pushing you the whole time. You know, it reminds me of this guy named Todd Marinovich, who was a football player, whose dad married his mom because he thought she would give him the perfect kid. And he was the kid, the high school kid, that once he got to USC, had never had a hamburger in his life, a McDonald's, never had a soda.
Oh, my gosh.
And then what happened? He got into, he was drafted by the Raiders and he went nuts, and just fell off the wagon of not just hamburgers, but cocaine and women and all this kind of stuff. At some point in time, the pressure of that hanging over you, being this perfect, pious, you're going to be the greatest of all, that's going to cost you. And once Tiger's dad died, it really got bad. So I think he's far more flawed than a fraud. And try being Tiger, too, in the sense that you got to live with the fact that you're not Tiger anymore, but you're still Tiger. That's got to be tough. Where everywhere you go, everybody expects you to be Tiger, but you can't be Tiger anymore because your body, you've had, what did we count the other day? 19 surgeries?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, and like 6 or 7 on his back alone. I mean, that's a hard thing right there. That is a hard thing when you think about, just watching him walk too with his ankle busted up. Why? Because of another crash. So, yeah, he's flawed more than he is a fraud. All right, coming up, we got Joan with us today. We're hanging out. We're having a lot of fun. It is Good Friday. We got your text. We're going to do a little Finally Friday, a bunch of other stuff that we're going to talk about today. Let us know what you guys like to hear from us. Bell lost his credit card yesterday, so there was that. Every day it's something with you, man.
I don't know what happened. All I did was try to pull out one card. The other one went flying, and it vanished.
At the store, Joan, everybody in the store is looking for it around him. Nobody could find it.
What? That's crazy.
So I had to cancel the card and order a new one.
Right in front of him, he did that.
I think somebody scooped it up and put it in their pocket.
Well, that's the wrong card to scoop up.
Yeah, it's not going to do him any good. I'm not risking my credit rating.
Oh, Lordy Lord. Yeah, if you don't know, Joan, he got an 8?
I think it went down to an 808.
808. That's what he's got.
Credit score?
Yep.
Okay.
He's very braggadocious about his credit score. Very braggadocious, and everybody knows it on the text lines as well. Very, very.
I think it makes you a target.
We're very
actually.
proud of him.
If anybody texts in, my only response is, "You want to hear about my credit score?"
Oh, Lordy. All right, coming up. Again, we got some stuff to talk about today. It's going to be interesting. Talk a little bit about Iran, Pam Bondi. Got some other good stuff on the way. Plus, it's rattlesnake season here. Are you guys prepared for the rattlesnakes?
No.
Are you ready? I am.
I got a cobra. I don't care about the rattlesnakes.
Well, the cobra's good because the cobra will eat the rattlesnakes.
That's true.
There you go.
You seriously have a cobra?
Yeah, it's my emotional support cobra.
He doesn't have a cobra.
Yes, I do.
He doesn't have a cobra.
Yes, I do. Her name is Spicy.
Spicy. That's.
Oh, I think we're talking about a different kind of cobra.
Oh, look, Joan brought that up on a Good Friday. I can't even believe you said that. Oh, my Lord. Coming up, little Finally Friday sounds straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Tip, 99.7. I just talked to my friends over at Bulwark Capital. They're awesome. And guess what? They're ready to help you when it comes to your investments. They're just doing so well. I was talking to Zach yesterday, and he was talking about, because this market's insane and it's crazy. He goes, got to get oil. He goes, tell everybody, got to have some oil. It's going to take a while for it to come down, but the opportunity is still there. And we were chatting about a lot of stuff. And he says, look, we're about 16%. He goes, and people don't realize markets, even volatile ones like this kind of stuff with the war, give you opportunities. So this is what they want to do. Give you they call it a know your risk portfolio review. They go through your portfolio. They'll show you the things that they can do. And that's it. Send you on your way. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. And it's simple and easy to do. Sign up today at knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, riskpodcast.com for bold capitals. Know Your Risk portfolio review. Absolutely free for you. Investment advisors served off through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Trek 2648.
Up ahead, we've got the latest on the search for a missing pilot in Iran. It's coming up at 12:30 here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It is that time of the week. We sit back, we relax. We let George Jones and a bunch of other people do all of the talking for us. It's a relaxing time for us, but for you, it's a little dancing time. Finally, Friday.
I see a MAGA sign out front of your house, I'm going to take the utmost care to make sure that when I deliver your order, I throw it out the window, you piece of shit. You.
Briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication.
I think they're going to be all right. My buddy's commander-in-chief.
Anybody that's struggling with something, I hope they see me and don't give up. Just keep fighting.
It's good right there. Gary Woodland last week won after like 18 months or so removed from having his brain surgery where they had lesions and stuff on his brain and never thought he'd get back. But dang it, he did. Good. Absolutely good.
Was he, quote unquote, cured? Or did they fix the problem?
Yes, he still has some problems. Right now, his big problem is he has PTSD, really bad, and he has bad anxiety. But before that, he was having seizures and he was shaking a lot, like almost like it was at MS. Is that what? Yeah, I think MS.
Yeah, MS. Or Parkinson's.
Or Parkinson's, I mean. So he was having some serious issues, and they thought originally it was inoperable tumors, but it was, it's great to see him back. And it's one of those guys where, like, everybody loves that guy. Like that guy's like the salt of the earth. Everybody talks about him. It's like he's just the nicest guy on tour. They're just regular people. That's what they are. One pant leg at a time. That's what they do. We were following the story. One of our guys has been rescued in Iran. The other one they're looking for, the Iranians shot down a plane. It was an F-15. And and I know when it first happened today, when they started posting it, you can't believe anything at all. You can't believe anything. You're like, I'm not sure if that's real or not. Because the first casualty in war is the truth. And with AI and with pictures and the way you can do things, you're just not sure. But then the U.S. came out and did say, yes, it was shot down. But we do have one of the two crew members that is currently in our possession, if you will. The other one, they're looking for him. They're putting together a team. And you heard Joan, and for sure she's going to talk about it a little bit. They're putting some group together, but the Iranians have put out a bounty because he is worth a lot to them. Because they'll want to parade him in front of everybody, and then they're going to want to try to make some sort of deal. So we will see what happens. We'll have the latest on that, a bunch of other stuff to get to as well. The latest in Artemis yesterday, big doings. Big doings on the old Artemis. And, yeah, she fixed the turlet.
And she fixed the sandwich.
And I can't believe you said that with Joan here, for God's sakes. You're the worst.
I'm still listening.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not
well, I'm hearing him. I don't know that I'm listening to him.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's good for all of us. It's better for everybody. So, Joan, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
Good morning or good afternoon. Wow, I'm so used to saying morning. It is 12:30, and I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. Yes, as we've been talking about, one airman has been rescued, but one is still missing after an American F-15 fighter jet was shot down over Iran. Iran state media has supposedly shared photos of the wreckage of that jet and an ejection seat. Former National Security Council Director Javed Ali talking with ABC News.
The regime will portray it as yet another sign that not only is not losing this war, but the tide is turning in its favor. It is going to help it recruit more. It is going to energize its base. It would use it in every publicity.
Yeah, this is the first time in the 5-week-long conflict that an American fighter jet has been shot down. And it also puts into question the claim that the U.S. has air superiority. The head of Wisconsin's largest Islamic group has been arrested by ICE agents. His name is Salah Sarsour, and he's been the president of the Islamic Society in Milwaukee for 5 years. Here's Brooke Taylor at Fox News.
So according to DHS, he's from Jordan. He was convicted of throwing Molotov cocktails at the homes of Israeli armed forces and then lying on his green card application about it. Democratic leader leaders like Milwaukee's Mayor Cavalier Johnson still calling the arrest, quote, outrage. He said on X, quote, he's a legal permanent resident. There's no evidence that he's done anything wrong. But DHS says he did so by lying, initially applying for an immigrant visa at the American consulate in Jerusalem and getting denied because of his convictions in Israel.
Yes, Arcero became a green card holder in 1998 under President Clinton. Well, you may need to find a different route traveling through Nashville today. There's a water main break that has Annex Avenue closed between American Road and Henry Ford Drive. Crews started working on that 12-inch main about 7 o'clock this morning. Metro Water Service hasn't said how long the road would be closed or how long it's going to take to restore water to the 100 customers affected. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Rain overnight Saturday, but then dry things out Easter Sunday morning. It's cooler Sunday afternoon, but sunshine returns. We're back in 60s.
USS, they're awesome, and they are ready to come on over and give you the inspection you need, right, from the experts who know Tennessee homes and know what? The soil, the weather, and how homes behave and all of that. That's what I love about United Structural Systems. They're not going to sell you anything you don't need. That's not who they are, all right? 30,000 homeowners locally have trusted USS over 30-plus years. That experience means what? They've seen everything and then some. We always talk about every crack tells a story. Who knows what's going on down there, right? Maybe you got some water in places they shouldn't be. Wood rot, mold. I mean, how many of us have just turned our air conditioning stuff on and all of a sudden, you got some stuff in areas you don't think about. They've got foundation problems. They got you covered. Basement water intrusion, crawl space, moisture issues, and so much more. Let them do what needs to be done. Take the guesswork away for you, okay? So call USS today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or check them out online at ussTN.com. Look it over here, Bill. He just turned off. Lights.
What happened?
There we go. There's that one. This is just the middle of the thing. The whole thing just shuts off over here. What are we working with, man?
I'm not going to answer that question.
You shouldn't. We're in space. Did you know that? We did the big thing yesterday. And the big thing was we're going to deeper space.
Houston has completed the poll for TLI. When the engine ignites, you embark on humanity's lunar homecoming arc and set the course to return Integrity and her crew safely home. Houston is go for TLI.
Your Integrity crew is go for TLI. Put this bird to the moon. We do not leave Earth. We choose it.
Integrity, good engine, good control.
We show the same. Feels great up here.
At MET, mission elapsed time of 1 day, 1 hour, and 14 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission. We have the start of the translator injection burn that will send the crew around the moon, the first humans to do so in over 50 years.
Integrity looks like a good burn. We're confirming.
Integrity come.
We have just completed the translator injection burn. Preliminary reports of a good burn. Again, this commits us to flying by the moon and coming back home on flight day 10.
Well, with that successful TLI, crew's feeling pretty good up here on our way to the moon, and we just wanted to communicate to everyone around the planet who's worked to make Artemis possible that we firmly felt the power of your perseverance during every second of that burn. Humanity has once again shown us what we are capable of, and it's your hopes for the future that carry us now on this journey around the moon.
And around the moon, around the moon, around the moon.
Who writes the quotes?
You know what? You go back in the day, it was kind of off their heads, you know?
Well, like Armstrong had pre-written his, but he was stepping foot on the first man to step on the moon.
And he didn't give it like a 30-second speech.
Yeah, it's just like enough with this. You're not going to outdo Armstrong.
You know what's interesting is when I'm watching it the other day and they're getting ready to take off, and every person they went to that was going to talk to them, like that wasn't just like, check, we're good, had something written, you know what I mean? And they're like looking down at what they wrote.
It's just annoying.
So what are they doing today? Like fighting this stuff out. You know, one of the interesting things they're doing today, and they will be doing for as long as they can here, is press. Press.
Where they're actually going to be taking questions?
As much as they possibly can.
Who was interviewing them yesterday?
Let's see. Good Morning America, I think, had him today. So I saw Gio Benitez and them had him today. Yesterday, it might have been the Today Show or one of those. You know, I'm saying, so everybody that their goal, and they said a good portion of this mission is for us to get people excited about going to space again because they're fighting for dollars. I mean, that's the reality. It's government only has so many dollars.
No, they just print up anything they need extra.
No, Bill, we don't do that. We care. We care. God, we care, dude. What do you think?
40 trillion.
You know?
40
what do you
trillion.
think? We're just going to go out and spend all this money?
40 trillion.
Is that what you think?
40 trillion.
On foreign wars? We don't have money for stuff.
40 trillion.
That's a lot of trillions. That is insane. And Trump asked for what, 1.5 trillion today?
Yes, that's just ridiculous.
That is insane. Am I right? I mean, does that feel like a little bit much?
We already spend more than the next 10 countries combined.
Half. Just the 5, right? So take away the trillion, the 5. We beat everybody by a landslide. Just that 5. And now you want 1.5 trillion, and now like we're going to have to start cutting some stuff. So I feel like people are getting paid. I mean, when you think about, that's not even in, I don't even know how 1.5 trillion, that is insane. That's a whole nother level of insanity. And then they were like, well, we're going to cut $78 billion from this program. I'm like, I don't know if you guys know how math works, but if you're, if $900 billion was what you were looking for, you got a lot more billions to cut before you get there. Oh, it's going to be nuts. That is, I feel, at what point do we run out of even the print for the printer for the money? Are we going to have to ask North Korea? If you don't know, Joan, the obsession that Bell has with North Korea is pretty awesome. He knows more about North Korea than pretty much just about anybody right now.
Why North Korea?
Just because it's so isolated and the system there is so dominated by that one family, and it's like I told Chad yesterday, it's extraordinarily interesting and it's extraordinarily depressing at the same time.
Yeah, but I have to say it's been that way for a very long time.
Yeah,
and that doesn't make it any better, but it's not a new thing.
I think it's 72 years now they've had that same family in control.
Yeah. And
so do you think the U.S. should go in and lend a hand?
No.
God,
That's up to
they've got nuclear weapons.
That's up to the people.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the fascination with it too, I think, has grown because we're seeing more and more pictures out of there. We understand more and more. 30, 40 years ago, you wanted to see a picture of North Korea, it was probably going to be in National Geographic.
Yeah.
Now it's like I follow this Russian girl who she flies over to North Korea all the time, and she's obviously she works for the Kremlin to talk about how great North Korea is and trying to get other Eastern Europeans to go there and stuff like that. And she's still, they watch her 24/7. She can't go anywhere. It's just crazy.
Do you remember what they did to Otto, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What did he try to steal? It was a
poster.
Well, they claim it was him, but if you watch the video, you couldn't pick that person out of a lineup because it's just completely, the person's almost 100% blacked out in terms of the shadows. And he pulled a propaganda poster down off of a wall on a floor of the hotel that was restricted.
Yeah, you don't do that.
And then when the guy gets arrested, they arrested him walking onto the plane for the shock value. And then when he gets arrested, they start beating the crap out of him, which is the way they do things. Hey, we need a confession. No. All right, well, we're going to beat the living crap out of you.
And they did for a long time.
Otto Warmbier was his name.
Yeah, Otto Warmbier. That was an awful...
17 months he was held.
And then when they sent him home, they had already beat him so bad that he died afterwards.
He had a brain injury. He was comatose. Honestly.
Even if he would have survived, the life that he was going to lead was going to be just absolutely horrific. And again, but they're so brainwashed. That's the other thing. They are absolutely, there is nothing about them that has any freedom whatsoever. They really believe that, Grandpa was on a mountain raised by a unicorn or whatever.
Yeah. It is probably the single most effective nationalized brainwashing campaign that's ever been done to anybody on the planet at any point.
It's scary. It's to be able to do that. It's like one thing to get, several hundred people go to Jim Jones at a time when there was very limited access to social media and anything, and build a cult. It's another thing to have millions of people that would truly die for you.
They have actually been taught and believe that we started the Korean War and that we still to this day use South Korea as a puppet regime, and we want to invade them, and the only thing that's stopping them is the Kim family. Or stopping us is the Kim family. They are the salvation of the Korean people.
Do you remember when he said he invented the burrito?
He said that?
He said he invented the burrito.
And he said the first time Kim Jong-il, his Un's father, said that the first time he went golfing, he got 9 holes in one.
Yeah. And I think one of them...
And people buy it.
Didn't one of them say he also invented the sandwich? It's just something... the stuff that they come up with is so... And the fact that they eat it up is incredible.
Well, they have no
point of reference.
They're not allowed to critically think. They're taught in school, you believe this, and if you don't, somebody's going to report that you don't, and we're going to throw you into camp.
Yeah.
Do you think it helped that President Trump met with him at the DMV line?
I don't think it hurt, but
it was more of a win for him. than for Trump. It showed that Trump was willing to meet with people, but it's just, there's no way to break there's just no way to break that kind of madness and craziness. And Joe, like this, so they said, what are the 8,000 soldiers, 11,000 soldiers went from North Korea to fight for Russia?
Yeah, they sent 11,000 of their soldiers to fight in Ukraine, and 4,100 of them were killed. And they're just now acknowledging that those deaths occurred.
Yeah. But on top of that, all of the reports out of Russia from the Russian soldiers was the minute they all got phones, the minute they saw the world, especially naked women, that they were useless, which was hilarious. But but it's insane. Even, so Bell's showing me this stuff yesterday about, here's little fathead. He's handing out medals, like their Valor of Honor, and they're hugging him, or he's hugging them, and they look terrified. Like it's, it's like you watch a mob movie and they give you a kiss on the cheek and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Because those people have seen other things that have nothing to do with North Korea. You've come home a hero, but we can't trust you probably anymore. It is frightening. And, I mean, just they stole, was a Japanese actress and director?
No, it was South Korean.
South Korean. They kidnapped their biggest director and the biggest movie star.
They
make movies.
They had been invited to come to North Korea, and he was actually going to pay them. Yeah. And when they turned it down, he just kidnapped them.
Well, he kidnapped him first, right? And they kidnapped her on like a dock. And they just drove over, grabbed her, and took her away. Wow. That's how crazy it is. And made him do movies for North Korea. That
insane.
Man, to have that kind of hold over people is.
I was watching, I can't remember her name, and I never do, but it's something Park, the YouTuber who escaped, the pretty young girl. You know who I'm talking about, Chad?
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
When she was still in North Korea and the famine was going on, they were telling everybody that Kim Jong-un was going hungry like they were. That he was starving just as much as the population was. And when she got to South Korea, she was talking about that. And one of the South Koreans was like, "Are you crazy? Look how fat he is. He isn't starving." And she realized, okay, what I believe made no sense. And she even said, we're not taught to critically think. It's actually pushed down. And if they find us critically thinking, we need to be retrained in their minds.
Ugh. Man, we got to learn how to brainwash people. That would be fun. Except, you know what? It feels like a lot of work, too. That feels like a lot of work.
The CIA might have that down a little bit.
And you got to keep it up, too, right? That's why the cult thing is tough. You start a cult, you better be serious. You can't just go, you know what? I'm turning it over to Steve. He's going to run it now. You don't get to do that. You don't. I mean, at some point in time, you just, how big of a cult do you want?
And the guy had his uncle shot. He murdered his half-brother. And
the half brother one was. Do you remember that, Joan? That's the one where they paid two actresses to pretend like they were going to do something, like it was a game show, and they actually poisoned him.
Oh yes,
yes.
They smeared something on his hand.
Yeah,
no, on his face.
Oh, on his face.
It was like something along the lines of VX nerve agent.
Yes.
And the reason he killed him is because his brother kept espousing the fact that North Korea needed to be more like China and open up economically so that the people could have better conditions. And Kim Jong-un was just like, I've heard enough of this. Somebody take him out. Get it done.
And didn't the girls get arrested?
Yep.
Yeah, and when they went on trial, they were facing the death penalty, and they ended up getting off with 2 years.
Yeah, so. Oh, sad situation. But here we're free to think about all the things that we like thinking about. Like, who knows? Stuff, right? What religion we like or don't like. What kind of donuts we ate this morning instead of peanut butter. Stuff like that. Those are the things we could do here. Why? Because America's the greatest. Amen, brother. All right, coming up, we will talk about, man, I have so much. It's one of those days where, some days, Chris and I talk about this all the time. Some days it's just rinse and repeat. It's like the same. It's like over and over, Groundhog Day. Other days, there's a lot going on. I'm sure Joan is at the top of the hour. It's going to have the latest on the downing of an American plane.
And the rescue of a pilot.
And the rescue of a pilot. One other pilot is still being searched
for.
So this is going to be interesting. And the Battle of Carg Island, they're saying, getting ready for. I don't know if that's going to happen. God willing, it doesn't, especially over this weekend. I thought if he was going to attack last night, Carg Island, it would have been late last night because Trump likes that 3-day weekend because it gets it far away from the opening of the markets. So we'll talk about that, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 98.7. Omaha Steaks. Omaha Steaks is awesome. And I'm telling you guys right now, right? They got shepherd's pie. They got meat lovers, lasagna. They've got everything you could ever think of for comfort food. I know what you're thinking. Don't they have the best in steaks? Absolute best fillets, USDA certified tender wrapped in bacon. Incredible. They got the best smash burgers, pork chops. They got everything. They've even got stuff where you're like, you know what? I'd like seafood. They've got that. Maybe you would like tacos, right? They've got stuff magically prepared for that. But they do comfort food. So when you're going home and you're like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, my goodness, what am I going to do? How about some comfort food? They've got it ready for you. So how do you get it? It's 50% off site-wide right now. Use my code Benson. Save an extra $35 at checkout. You go to omahasteaks.com, omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson to save an extra $35 at checkout. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson saves you an extra $35. See site for detailed terms may apply.
Coming up, we've got the latest on the search for that pilot who's gone missing after ejecting. Their F-15 fighter plane was struck down over Iran today. We'll bring you the latest coming up at 1 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Quite a day. We got Joan with us. Joan, it was so funny. People are texting in, and somebody said something about you and I'm like, that's not today. Oh, that was from a few days ago about you having a dirty mind. I was like,
oh, really?
Wasn't it on the morning show too?
Yeah, she's on the morning. Yeah, it was from the morning show. And I'm like, what did you say that made Dan blush? His little hat fell off.
Wow. Nothing that I can remember. So maybe this person is thinking of something, they didn't really hear.
Well, in fairness, it's not that difficult to embarrass Dan.
That's true.
Oh, that's not very nice, guys. Love me some Dan.
Oh, he's the best.
He is the best. He's, before I came out here, for those of you guys not keeping score who really want to hate me, I'll be here a lot longer, so thank you. But Dan and I had mutual friends, and about a year plus before we came out here, Dan and I had been talking and stuff, and he's just a good dude. Salt of the earth, loves radio. He's one of those guys that, grew up and loves radio and does a hell of a job, and he's a good cat. That's all I'm going to say about him.
Did he brought you to the station, yes?
Yeah, we'd started out. Allison and I, we, as the kids would say, we vibed at she saw me on a panel, and she came up to me, and she was like, oh, my God. And we started talking and stuff. And then she put me in touch with Dan, and my consultant for my national show, he gave Dan his first job in radio.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, oh, you're going to love Mandis. And I do. He's just the nicest guy. And
For those that don't know, Allison is like our big boss.
She's the big boss. She is. She's working at home today, much like she's probably traveling. She's probably doing stuff like that. Much like Joan, who decided, hey, the day I'm in, you didn't even come in, Joan.
Well,
you're at my show, you didn't even come in. We could have been hanging out, having fun. You could be in here doing your news with me.
You see, the thing is, the way that studio is set up, you would never see me anyway.
I know it's hard. I always have to go, hey, Belle, is Ken back there? Is Ken back there? Because I can't see Ken unless first of all, it's hard to see Ken anyways, but unless he stands up, there's no way I'm ever seeing him.
Yeah.
So, all right, coming up, hour number 2, a lot of good stuff. Rattlesnakes, people, flying spiders. What is going on? We'll talk about that and so much more. Jeff Enzo, Super Talk 99.7.
It's now 1 o'clock, and I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. It is getting dark in the Karg Island area of Iran now, and that's considered good news to the special forces that are scouring the area of the downed U.S. F-15 fighter jet. One pilot has reportedly been rescued, and as an intense search is on for that second pilot, Iranian state TV has been showing photos of the debris left behind by the downing.
It's a good sign that that seat was intact and that you see the parachute there, but it's not clear whether that is the seat of the person who was rescued or whether it is of the person who is still missing. We don't know if it's a male or female pilot at this point in either of the cases. We are being very careful about what we report because we don't want to give any information to the Iranians as there is this race against the clock.
Yeah, that's Jennifer Griffin at Fox News. Now we're going to keep on top of this story. We'll bring you all the latest information throughout the afternoon. A homicide investigation underway after a body was pulled from the Cumberland River in Nashville yesterday. Crews pulled that body from the waters at Cement Plant Road about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. No ID so far. What timing? A tweet by the Department of Homeland Security confirms that 2 men who have been arrested for attempting to plant an explosive device at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, are the children of a couple of illegal aliens. ICE has arrested the parents. They are illegal aliens from China. The arrest comes in the same week that the Supreme Court heard arguments over whether children born on U.S. soil should automatically be given American citizenship. A sad sight on this Good Friday in Israel, as observed by the locals there.
It's very sad to see Jerusalem empty, especially on the Good Friday. Everybody hold his cross. and going to the way of the cross with the Via Dolorosa.
Yeah, the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem's Old City is empty today. The usual processions canceled over fears for the safety of participants as the conflict in Iran continues. Local masses, if they are being held at all, are being limited to 50 worshipers in compliance with the Israeli military's civilian guidelines. That is the latest news. Stick around for your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Keeping an eye out, obviously, Iran. So we've got one of the pilots that we've rescued. The other one they're searching for. So are the Iranians. And they've got a bounty on his head. And this is going to be a race to who can get to him first and exactly what the terrain's like. There's other videos out there as well of maybe the plane going down.
I was told by a movie that all he had to do was call him on his handheld radio and tell him where he is. So I'm starting to think that Behind Enemy Lines lied to me.
You think? What's his name? Luke? Is it Luke? Which,
no, it was
Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson on that one. So now the rescue operation, they got to figure it out. What are they going to do?
The sad thing is the next thing somebody's going to tell me the Iron Eagle wasn't real.
Probably wasn't. I don't think they're going to.
Shut up.
I don't think they're going to let a kid steal something with the thumbs up from America. Go ahead, kids. Steal something. You'll be fine. Everything's going to be okay. Guys, we want to make sure that you guys are safe here. I was telling my wife, I said, now that we're living out kind of the woodsy area, we got to be prepared for the snakes.
If you are not a fan of snakes, you may want to just veer away for the next few seconds here. You can still listen, but we're going to be showing some video of rattlesnakes here as they are starting to come out of their den. According to the State Wildlife Agency, the timber rattlesnakes can be found in just about every part of the state. They are the largest and most dangerous of the 4 venomous snakes that are found here in the Volunteer State. Now, many people like to hike with their dogs as they get out and about and the weather gets warmer. Experts say if you're going to do that, make sure you stay on marked trails and keep your dog on a leash. Also, if your dog does get bitten by a rattlesnake, make sure you find some medical attention immediately.
If you get bit, making sure you take a picture of the snake. And this goes for humans as well, but take a picture of the snake. And so if you do have to go to hospital, doctors can identify that picture, the type of snake, and know if it's venom.
So wait, hold on. Just want to go over this again. So if you get bit.
No, this is if your dog gets bit.
None of that matters, right? It's anything. The last thing you're going to think of is, hey, we should probably let's take a picture of that.
Snap a photo real quick.
Did you ever see, was it Nate Bargatze talking about, I think he was talking about, he was somewhere and they were talking about this, and he goes, wait a minute, you want me to now catch the snake? So, yeah.
If you get bit, remember, you are a herpetologist.
Yes. So feel free to grab onto it. Somebody just sent me pictures of their water moccasins I've already seen out there. You got to be so careful. You know, we start talking about this time of year, and I bring it up because I was talking to my wife the other day. I'm like, okay, so we're moving to a new place, and the yard is huge, and right behind the yard is more of the property, and that leads to a river, and it's overgrown, and it's got...
You're going to have all kinds of wildlife in that thing.
Yeah, besides my capybaras. So it's one of those...
What if the snake bites the capybara?
They're not. My capybaras will be inside pets.
Oh, okay.
They will go outside when I walk them, and they will only go to the front yard and then to their little pool. Okay? I thought we know this.
All right.
So you got to be careful. You know, when I was out, in Arizona, when you go golfing, you see rattlesnakes all the time. They're laying on the rocks, and for everybody to see, it's not like here where they're on cover. And if you get bit, again, take a deep breath. Your dog gets bit. Make sure you snap a good picture. Now, do I get a picture of the dog getting bit? How does that work?
So are you moving to an area close to the Nashville area where this is common?
Yes. I'm moving. Okay. We're moving out towards, Val, because I've sent you the address.
Donaldson.
Yeah, the Donaldson area. But we got this property.
Okay.
And... because right now, the only thing we're getting bit by is, nothing, because I live in an apartment like...
I know you do.
Joan, let me tell you something.
Are you going to miss living so close?
So much. I'm going to miss it. I walk here almost every day.
I know.
Do you know how nice that is? That is a hard thing to give up. Because my kids want a yard.
Oh my gosh, your dogs probably want a yard too.
They do. They do. And we want them to have it because, everybody says they're going to take care of the dogs. And then
you should know better.
He just wants to be able to throw in the backyard and not ignore him.
Yeah. So, but see, that's my worry right there because my one dog, Red, sweetest dog in the world, made of fluff. That's all he is. Bowie, but Red has a problem with wildlife, and especially... We had toads. We had desert toads. He would get high a couple nights a week.
Because he ate them?
He would just lick them, and then he would just stand there, and then he'd start shaking, and we'd have to go wash his mouth out, and it was all the time.
See, a few times a week is a little overboard. I mean, I only do that like once a week.
Though
it's
toads?
usually on a Friday or
Licking
Saturday.
toads? Okay.
Lick it. But my fear is the kids. I was trying to explain to the kids the other day. Guys, understand something. Lots of wildlife. And, and I'm not talking about deers and stuff like that. I'm talking about the kind of wildlife that's going to creep you out and the kind of wildlife that can get you bit and get you seriously hurt.
Well, if you get bit, take a photo.
Take a photo. That's right. Take a photo. And so, I can still walk to work. I can still walk to work. That is correct. The problem is, what kind of walk would that be for us, Bell?
It would take you a little while. Probably about hour and a half.
I could do that. Once.
You gotta leave early enough, but yeah, you could do it.
Once. I was so broke. Okay, when I lived in Palm Springs, I was so broke. And my card...
How broke were you, Chad?
So my car died, and it was one of those. It was one of the things where you call those people and they give you like $500 to just tow your car away because it sucks, like it's dead.
They're gonna part it out.
Yeah, like that's what it was. And I'm like, okay, so I got to figure something out here. So I got a bicycle. Now I'm in Palm Springs. I haven't ridden a bike in 30 years, 25 years. I get a bike, and I'm like, oh, it's not too bad. It's like 5 miles, right? I got a beach cruiser. I didn't get like a 10-speed. Going up hills, you're not the same thing you were when you're 14. And it's 112 in Palm Springs. I rode it one day. Then I got them to give me one of the vans for the station.
Plus, when you're 14, it's completely optional. It's not like you're going, oh, I gotta get to work. I can't afford to stop. I got to keep going. When you're on the way to work, it's do or die. You got to get there.
The first day, well, the only day I rode it there, I thought, I'm just going to sleep here tonight. I was exhausted.
And did you?
No. They said, just take one of the vans. So I was doing a talk show and doing a morning show, and I'm driving around in like sunny 101.5 van. Living the dream. Oh, indeed. We're up heading towards the moon. So we are going to get to the moon Sunday into Monday. And Monday will be the closest, from what I understand, we'll be at the moon, which is going to be awesome. You know what's interesting? What I found out last night? So the cameras, because everybody's been asking, why do the cameras suck? Because NASA only sends up the cameras they've used before. They're testing new cameras that are going to be better. So the inside ones, they're fine. The outside ones, though, are only ones they think can withstand, obviously, the radiation and all that kind of stuff. Because people are complaining because it looks like they've got some desktop camera, old school desktop camera. And we want to see the stuff. I want to see the stuff in real color and whatnot. So that's why it looks bad, but we should be getting there. Oh, man, because I've been watching. I watched it again this morning, got up early and watched it for a couple hours, and I was just fascinated by it. Plus all the interviews they're doing. They're not even getting work done. And that's part of the thing they have to do. They have to do interviews as well. They're going to be doing testing all of the stuff when it comes to anything. They're going to pretend to break some stuff and then pretend like, okay, what do we do to fix it, right? They're going to do a couple different things, including the spacecraft's medical kits. They're testing all of that to make sure the blood pressure monitors works, everything of that nature. They're going to be doing CPR in each other to make it, can you guys, what's it like up here? All of that stuff. They had the flywheel. Did you see that? That's the thing where like the bike. And whenever they would ride it, the whole thing would shake. And it looked like it was stuttering and stuff. They said you could tell that there was an issue with it.
There was, I was watching the video I saw there's a new piece of exercise equipment that's compacted into about I guess by a 9x12 shape.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be able to replace everything that they would use on the aboard the shuttle or the space station. Except a treadmill.
Except the treadmill?
Yeah, but it will replace everything else.
See, the thing they have now, they want them to, they're measuring their muscles every day to see what they, obviously your space, your joints, how much better I'm sure you feel on your joints. But where it is, it shakes it so bad. And so they were like, there's not a lot, you guys might not be able to do this. Some of the other things they're going to do, besides the safety drill, tons of new photography, which is the big thing. And then, of course, get ready for the big ride. And the ride back is coming. And that boomerang thing. So either way, if everything broke now, there's no turning around. There's no reverse on this thing. You're taking the ride.
Yeah, it literally becomes the same situation as Apollo 13, where you're going around the moon whether you want to or not, because it's going to be the quickest way to get home.
Yeah, quickest way. Zip it around. Oh, man, I tell you what, I'm excited. What are you doing? So, Belle, you're not doing it. I bet Joan's doing something for Easter. I don't go anywhere on Easter. I don't do...
Going to church, spending time with our son in Murfreesboro, and the grandkids are there. So, it's the Easter basket and And the egg hunt and, the whole 9 yards.
That always weirds me out when she says the grandkids.
I was going to
she
say the
doesn't
same
look
thing.
Old
There's
enough to
no
have
way you have
grandkids.
grandkids.
Yeah, I do. I have my fourth one is on the way.
No way. What were you kids like 14 when they were having kids?
Nope. They did have kids, babies young, but yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
so-
way that you have grandkids.
It's one of the coolest things ever. Like you think that having your own kids is cool, but man, the grandkids, that's like a whole different level.
Well, it's so much better because when you're done with them, you can give them back.
You hand them back.
It's a good thing about being the uncle, right? Like being the
That's
uncle.
right.
Here you go. Have fun with them. They're great. I mean, I got
Right
little
after you give them a whole bunch of sugar. Yeah.
whole bunch of sugar. Everything. What do you want? Mom never lets. Well, mom's not here, right? Your dad's not here. You know who's here? Uncle Chad. You can have whatever you want.
Eat the whole box of popsicles.
Absolutely. Want some Jolt Cola? We just found out that thing's back. So
It is?
Yeah. Jolt Cola's back. Matt found it like 2 weeks ago. And now they've got Jolt Cola. They've got some sort of lemon lime one.
And,
They got a root beer one
yeah,
he brought
root
in
beer.
the
He
other
brought
day.
that in the other day.
So yeah, it's back. Well, I mean, it's the perfect time for it with all of the energy drinks. I didn't even have an energy drink today. I did have a lot of peanut
All the
butter.
sugar and twice the caffeine. Of course you had
I'm
peanut
just kidding.
butter.
You know what? I had one bite of peanut butter. You want to know why? We got Krispy Kreme last night. My wife got Krispy Kreme.
And we're supposed to believe you had one bite of peanut butter.
Yeah, because once I had the donut, I was like, I'm full. So this morning,
I don't believe it.
I have an obsession with peanut butter. So if you didn't know, Joan,
He
really
has a
bad.
problem with peanut butter, Joan.
Well, see, I'm okay with that. Like I do too. But when you're doing the low carb thing, you have to buy the peanut butter that doesn't have sugar in it.
And that tastes nasty.
No, it's not bad.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
Wait, what?
All right.
I don't mind it.
I have Jif. That's all. And I have, do you know when you go to Costco and you get the ginormous, like the huge? I'll go
Yes.
through one of those every 10 days.
Oh, you do have a problem.
Yeah, I know.
So what are the kind of, do you eat it just on a spoon? Do you have
I eat
it
it on
on
a spoon.
celery? Like anything else?
Eat it on a spoon.
He has an ice cream scoop and he just scoops out the
I
peanut
eat it
butter.
on a spoon. Actually, right now, what I'm eating it on is this tiny fork because I'm trying to make it last longer, but it doesn't matter. Because you know what I found out? Nobody's in the apartment but me, so I can do it 5 or 6 times. So it kind of all works out. But that's sometimes all I'll eat. I'll have 4 or 5 bites in the day. I'll come in and I might have a small something or other. And sometimes I just don't eat. Like today, I had a quarter of a burrito. And I may not eat the rest of the day. So
You need to be shamed out of the peanut butter thing.
you know what? Stop it. Stop it. Peanut butter's
No,
great.
It's good.
Raisins
it's
awful.
protein. It's good.
Hey, Steph, if you're listening, put coconut in his peanut
Coconut
butter.
is awful. Awful, awful, awful. Everybody knows it. All right, coming up, more good stuff on the way. I got some fun local stuff, including the librarian speaking out. The library lady got fired for not taking away the books that shouldn't be there. It's just,
Actually, she didn't get fired for that.
what she got fired for what? Disobeying the...
Insubordination.
No, is that what they went with? Insubordination. Yeah, the refusal. She was stubborn. She was stubborn and said, no, I'm not going to do it. And again, if you want to give that to your kids, that's fine. But kids shouldn't have access to it willy-nilly. They got mad at us for looking at naked pictures on National Geographic when we were kids. Couldn't imagine some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's becoming too common.
Too common indeed. All right, we'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Bencho, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is incredible. I love Relief Factor. Take it every single day. More to work out, the better I feel, which is really what we should all be aiming for. And the beauty of all of that stuff is as I'm eating, and working out and doing stuff, I worry about inflammation. Some of the stuff in food, as we all know, is not great for us, and that's a big deal. Relief Factor combats all of that. It is incredible. So whether you're working out a lot, whether you've got, just issues as we all get a little bit older, a little bit sore, sometimes taking a nap can hurt. Get rid of the inflammation and do it with Relief Factor. You can take it every single day, formulated with nothing but natural stuff, and you're going to feel a difference. Right now, just $19.95 for a for a 3-week quick start. They're going to lose money on it, but they believe in the product so much, and you will as well. Get out of pain and get into living a better life with Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800, the number 4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Coming up here on Super Talk 99.7, we'll tell you what the chances are that missing pilot in Iran could be picked up by friendly Iranians. An expert weighs in on that. It's at 1:30 here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I'm sure there is. I mean, we saw it, Black Hawk Down. There are people out there that don't want to kill, it's so... But if it's Karg Island, there's not a lot of places to hide there. There isn't. It's not like it's in the middle of a jungle. You're in a really urban area that's maybe a little war-torn where you maybe can sneak in and out of certain places. So
it's near Karg Island, but it's not right on Karg Island. So they're saying it's pretty remote in the area that plane went down.
Well, they're saying it's in the Khuzestan province, which is... Yeah. Actually borders Iraq.
Oh, get over to Iraq. Get over there.
I don't know if your chances are any better there.
That's the best of the bad options right there.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a horrible option. You're out there by yourself. Everybody potentially is an enemy, a frenemy, or a friend. And you don't know because somebody who could be nice to you now may use you to get something, and the governments, of course, want to parade you around everywhere. But you spend, the government spends millions of dollars training those pilots, and that's something that they don't want to lose on top of the fact that that's a human being. So it's I'm sure if he would have been, I just don't think he's dead. I think he's got to be hiding because they probably would have started parading him by now, unless there's backdoor, conversations going on. Where did they say where they got the other one? Did they say where they found him?
So they're not trying to give information that would lead the Iranians to where this other pilot is. So they're being kind of skittish about what information they will release.
Well, yeah, I understand that. So, but it was, and how much further away could they have been from each other?
Yeah, that depends on how closely they ejected.
It's crazy stories already. And it's going to be a full moon tonight. Is that what we're hearing? Someone over there. So that's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons they don't like to attack. Is full moons. Obviously, the brighter the moon, that's light right there. So it's going to be the whole thing. The whole thing with what's going on in Iran. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. It's a nightmare. Trump's looking for a way out, obviously. If we continue to go, what's the best bad option that's available? And not just for us, but, the Europeans, but the Japanese, the Koreans. The Malaysian president told his people yesterday, keep your plastic bags. Do not get a new one. Nobody's allowed to have any more. Anything that's made with petroleum products, don't throw it away. Don't do anything with it. Keep it. And you're like, wow. Because that's, all the stuff that, Matt and I were joking about last night. You like plastic? There it is. You like this? It's all petroleum. And people don't think about it. They just think oil, gas, stuff of that nature. That's not it. So much more. So we'll talk a little bit about Iran. What are the chances of us going in there? What are the chances of this thing ending anytime soon? Plus, we got some other stuff. And the lady, the library lady, she's gone. Insubordinate. She was stubborn. She's talking, though, for the first time. So we'll hear a little bit from her as well. If you guys missing the show, shame on you. Make sure you do the thing that matters the most. Kids, grab that podcast or else. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 997.
It's now 1:30, and I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. And nightfall now in Iran, and U.S. Special Forces are on the ground. They are searching for that one pilot who was ejected but hasn't been found after an American F-15 jet was shot down over Iran today. One pilot was found. Lieutenant Colonel Amy McGrath is a former Marine combat fighter pilot, and she spoke to CNN about the uncertainty for that pilot who's still on the ground.
If you're going to be picked up by somebody who is going to turn you over to the Iranian, forces that are going to use you and capture you, or is the population happy that you're there and want to help you? That we don't know. And so anybody that gets shot down over that space is having to deal with that uncertainty.
Yeah, it's tough. And Iran has promised a ransom for that pilot to anyone who does find him or her, praying that pilot is located safely. Students at Vanderbilt ordered to shelter in place overnight. There was a shooting near the campus. A man was shot at West End Avenue just before 11 o'clock last night. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. The search turned up no suspect, but police were able to say they believe that he had fled the area, so the shelter in place was lifted around 1 a.m. No word on if that suspect has now been located. Amazon shopping is about to get more expensive. The shopping giant slapping a new 3.5% fuel and logistics surcharge onto third-party sellers. It should start in early May. Amazon says it's temporary and needed due to the spike in fuel prices since the conflict in Iran began. It'll reconsider the charge when prices begin to come down. UPS and FedEx have also increased their fuel surcharges, and it's 8% for the U.S. Postal Service. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Saturday are near 80, and thunderstorm could produce a heavy downpour. Will continue with rain overnight Saturday, but then dry things out for Sunday morning. It's cooler Sunday afternoon, but sunshine returns. We're back.
Beacon Capital Management would love to talk to you. They're local. They'll love to sit down and talk to you about your retirement, about everything you have when it comes to the needs of your retirement, whether it's health care, whether it's the dollars and cents, the fear of outliving your money, which, we're living longer and it's getting more expensive. They want to make sure that you don't outlive your money. Things like long-term care, health care, taxes even, they've got you covered. And again, being local, having a chance to shake their hands and talk to them is great. We're getting close to tax time. This is a perfect time to give them a call because they can help you with that. They're going to give you a full personalized financial consultation, but you may not know of the opportunities that are available to you when it comes to taxes, including if you're over 65, an additional senior deduction of up to $6,000. Not a total elimination on tax on Social Security, but you know what? Take advantage of it while you can. Call Beacon today, 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. Check them out online at beaconcm.com. Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. This portion of the program brought to you by National Certified Alarm, NCA. No long-term contracts. Nope. License number 645. Pam Bondi's gone. I don't know if you guys saw that yesterday. Should have listened to a little bit of some of her greatest hits. And I just want you guys to remember, if you think Chad is the greatest of all hits on here, oh, yeah, it is.
That she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. And if they could maintain their composure, this isn't a circus, this is a hearing. And this guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get, you're a failed politician. Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump, all of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump? You all should be apologizing. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency.
Dow's over 50,000. She doesn't have a job. Rumors are that she didn't want to lose her job, that she's begging. She has to wake up today, though, and have some of that monkey off of her back, which is prosecute everybody that I don't like, who I feel has wronged me. And, and look, I'm not saying there were people out there that did him dirty. We all understand that. But she couldn't do it, and she understood that this was not going to work.
She you think she'll end up doing OnlyFans?
No.
Come on. We can wish.
No.
We can hope.
I think she's going to probably go to some think tank where they'll pay her $500,000 a year.
To not do much thinking.
To not do much, none of that. I don't think she's going to get a TV gig. She's not. That was also the other part. As much as she wants a TV gig, unless, of course, it's Newsmax or OAN, if she would have left on her own accord, she probably could have had a shot at doing something every once in a while on Fox. But there's no way.
She comes across so abrasive on TV, though.
Yeah, and it's a weird abrasive because it comes across angry and also very, staccato like.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
There is no dynamic in the way that she presents herself on television.
No,
It's
she doesn't
just
cross
this-
natural.
Yeah.
There's no natural, like we're all sitting here, we're BSing with Joan. Joan comes across very natural. She's great at this. Bondi wasn't. And that's also part of the thing. She should have been fired after the debacle of handing out binders that anybody could have went and printed all of that stuff, telling everybody, wait till you see, part deux, and then telling everybody weeks later, nothing to see here. That was her jumping the shark. And the Dow at 50,000 was really the nail in the coffin. Now the question is, who's the poly market got going next? So I'm hearing the poly market. Tulsi's up there. I said that yesterday. I said Tulsi, although there's been some new rumors now. Who is it? The Cash may be on the list.
Oh.
Yeah. So Cash may be on the list. I would assume it's Tulsi, though. Tulsi's already been, she's been, for the lack of a better term, she's been neutered. She just kind of hangs around, not quite sure what she does at this moment in time. So Pete Hegseth, although he's firing generals. So Tulsi leads.
I don't think he will leave at all. I think the president has a lot of trust in him and a lot of hope in him.
So right now, Tulsi, 50%. She's the next one to go. Pete right behind her at 25%. So Pete's in a big position, though, because the thing is he may not leave, but he may be pushed. Because if things go sideways, they're going to look at him, as you would anybody else. It's like being the coach at that point in time, because you're not getting rid of Trump. He's the president. So you got to look over there and go, who's the next person in line? Well, it would be, it would be Pete. And he joked about it. What did I say? He joked about it. He said, well, Pete thought this was a really good idea. I think it was last week he said that. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of looking at Pete. And if this thing goes well, then Pete's there for a while. But, I think Tulsi's got to be I'm surprised she wasn't the first to go. Because once they kind of, for a lack of a better term, neutered her after the, Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. And, she kind of was voice of pushing back a little bit. Even J.D. Vance was the same way. Because he didn't think this was a great idea. And so here we go. We're going to find out what happens next. But somebody else is, I don't think Trump's thrilled with what's going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tulsi's next. And then from there, all bets are off. It's a free-for-all, kids. It's a free-for-all. She's a librarian, or at least she was. Man, that's got to be a hard gig to get. There's probably not a lot of those around. There isn't. And she's gone now. She's speaking out.
Luann James expected to serve years as director of Rutherford County Library System, but after 8 short months, her tenure has come to an abrupt ending.
I'm very disappointed.
Luann James is opening up about her termination.
I had no choice. I had to do what I had to do.
She refused to relocate 132 LGBTQ books from the children's section to the adult section after the board deemed them inappropriate, so they voted her out.
I think they are politicizing librarians, and that is not what we signed up for as librarians. In my 25 years, I've only experienced this since after COVID. I've never seen anything like this until recently.
Now, I don't like touching art. You don't have to like art. But much like everything else, there is some stuff that you think, this is not age appropriate. This isn't. This is not age appropriate. And you got to take it as it comes. And the thing is, the Republicans, they love the culture wars. They do. You know, I mean, it's a good thing. The Democrats loved the culture wars for a while, but then they allowed the culture wars to define their party to the point where the activists run everything now. And that's why, you know, they've got stuff like California had to cancel the Democratic debate at USC because there wasn't any people of color that were going to be on the stage. And they base it on how much money you have, where you're polling. That's what happens when activists run your world. But should they ban the books? No, that's not. And they've never said banning the books. Ever. Nor should they ever think about banning the books. That's a hell no. But age appropriate. There are some things kids shouldn't see. If I take a kid, you know, I always joke about this. You know, if I said to my, you know, well, Jack's 15 now, almost 16. He was doing his driving lessons today. You know, let's go to the strip club. People freak out. Oh, what? You know, age appropriate. Age appropriate. And if you want your child to get that book, Mom, Dad, nothing's stopping you from getting the book. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. Now, do I think they go overboard? Of course they do, because we live in a time when that's what you do. But it's also so many of these things, if we read them on air, we'd be fired. Well, Bell would be. I wouldn't, but Bell would be fired. And we can't have that. I don't want to get you fired, Bell. That's what I'm saying.
I probably wouldn't have enough of an education to read them on the air.
They are some really interesting books.
Last year, Tennessee's state secretary ordered all regional libraries to conduct a review of books to ensure it aligns with federal and state law. It led to Rutherford County closing libraries for a week. With them now in search of a new leader, James walks away proud of what she believes was a necessary stance.
I would not change my mind. I would make the decision again, the same decision. If this makes a difference for our librarians across the country, then I'm glad. I'm uncomfortable, but if it makes a difference for the librarians and this finally comes to a stop, then I'm okay with that.
As a result of James' termination, she now has a lawyer, and they're considering their legal options. Next week, the board will be holding a meeting to discuss appointing an interim director. At this point, it's unclear what it could mean for the books in question.
Just move them. Every one of us remember going to a video store when we were a kid. Not Blockbuster, but one of those other video stores. Belle, maybe you remember those? And they had the beads, and there was that other room with the beads.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
And you're always trying to catch an angle to see if
trying to catch an angle.
See if a cover.
And the boxes were always way bigger than the regular box.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean, what am I talking about? Settle down, Joan. You know exactly what we're talking about. So that's all you do. You just move the books. It's not that hard. And if they would have told you to take the books and burn them a la, what was that movie, the dancing movie with, I always forget, Footloose. Remember that one? They're all burning the books. If they would have told you to do that, I'd have been out there fighting with you to stop them. But that's not what they said. Move these over here to a more age-appropriate area, and that'll be all. Thank you very much. That'll be all. There are some things that, yes, you know what? You have to stand up and you have to fight. And can both sides be absolutely ridiculous? Oh, yeah, they are. This is one of those things where if they didn't tell you to get rid of them, they said move them. Right? If you were a kid and you went into those video stores, those videos weren't out anywhere that you could see them. And trust us, we tried. We tried. Like Belle said, we had always tried to get just a little peek. What's going on in there?
That's what young boys do.
What's going on in there? I'm trying to figure it out. Mom and pop video stores, tanning beds attached. There were so many of those.
And strip malls.
Oh, God. That is just the strip malls. This is so like Video Olympic or whatever. You just go there and it had that. And you always saw the guy with the members only jacket and his head's down. Oh, jeez. You guys are the worst. Somebody said that I was wrong about Pete Hegseth, maybe Gabbard. I didn't say Pete was going to get fired. In the lead right now is Tulsi. And I said Tulsi the other day is the one that's next. But Polymarket has him second. That's the issue. Polymarket has him second. And the money goes where, sometimes you got to follow that money around. And they've been pretty good so far, the old Polymarket. So that's what it is.
Is Caroline Levitt on that list?
No, I don't think so. She's pregnant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling she's going to have the baby and not come back.
I have that feeling, too, and I don't know whose choice that would be.
Probably hers. I bet she'd want to stay home for a while, and then you know what's going to happen? Fox is going to come and offer her a job.
Oh, yeah.
Fox will come, they'll offer her a job, and they'll offer way more money, and it'll be way less pressure. So, that's and that's one of the reasons you take those jobs. It's a stepping stone. All my buddies who work for the BBC, I'm like, man, you guys made no money when you worked over there. I go, yeah, but now I get my foot in every door because I was a journalist or whatever at the BBC. I'm like, okay, I can see that. It's the same thing. I've had friends who've worked at the White House, and you got that on your resume. It's a stepping stone. Especially that, let's see here. Jen Psaki, she's over at the MS now. You got what was the McNear?
Kayleigh McEnany.
McEnany, she's at Fox.
Mm-hmm.
You have Huckabee Sanders, who is a governor.
Yeah.
These are all great stepping stones. And I think with her having a baby, too, having that option to maybe do stuff, out of the house or not have to really travel, I think she'd probably like that.
Huckabee especially, that really raised her profile and separated her from her father.
Big time. That helped her more than anything. And I don't know how she's been as a governor because I don't live there, but there you go. So yeah, I think you're right though, Joan. I think she's gonna have that baby, and
there'll be an announcement.
Yes, that she's decided not to come back and to stay with her family and to raise the baby, and then she'll be on Fox. She'll do a little thing, but it's probably all in the works, and Trump probably knows that. And working that kind of job, man, all of those kind of jobs where you're in front of the camera that much and you got to battle with the press, those jobs have a sell-by date, and that clock starts ticking even before the president gets in the White House because it is exhausting. And, and she's going to have a little kid. And she's going to want to stick it out, and hang out with it. So absolutely. That's our goal.
This is the one time that they decided to stay home and spend more time with the family would be the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so, because normally it's not the truth. Normally you want to stay home with the family because the family's mad at you for doing something you shouldn't have done, as we all know. All right, coming up, are movies getting longer? Very interesting question being thrown out there. That's the answer right there. Look at that bell. Ruined everything. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital, love to talk to you about giving you a chance to see what it is they do on their investments, on their retirements. I was talking to Zach yesterday. He says, we're up 16% over the market, plus this year, and up almost 60-some% from January of last year. And the reason is because, first of all, they are global when it comes to their investment. And they look for opportunities elsewhere. They look for value in their investing, and it's lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. They've got a plan, they put it in place, and they execute that. So what they'd like to do is sit down, talk with you, give you a free, and it's absolutely free, know your risk portfolio review. They'll walk you through what's going on in your portfolio. Do you have any hidden fees? Are you exposed in certain areas where it could really hurt you? And then they'll show you what they're all about. and away you go. It's that simple. He always says, look, we're not going to call you on a Saturday or Sunday at night. That's not who we are. We're going to show what we're about and go from there. Leave it up to you. So why don't you do this? Sign up for it today. It's a Know Your Risk portfolio review. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, yourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guaranteed past performance, not guaranteed future results. Trek 2648.
Up ahead, another U.S. aircraft crashes after being fired upon over Iran. We've got the latest information coming up here at 2 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Question is, will we or won't we go into Carg Island? It's Carg Island.
Are you talking about forces on foot?
Forces on foot.
Soldiers on foot, okay.
Yes. That is the big question. Will we, won't we? Is it a bluff? Is it not a bluff? Gerald Ford is back out there now after that bizarre fire they had. So
they had a fire? I didn't hear anything about that.
Put it out of commission. How did it start? Nobody knows, but they had a fire.
Was it in the galley?
Maybe, maybe not. There's a lot of rumors out there. I don't know if you're aware of this. Rumors fly around. But that
had to be a pretty bad fire for them to return to port for it.
That's an expensive fire.
Yeah.
Those are expensive boats.
Well, that's the most expensive one of all.
Yes.
And the biggest.
Yeah. So I don't know I think at some point in time we're going to have boots on the ground. If this is going to end, I don't want to have boots on the ground. I just, what are we doing? Oh, they're going to get in. They're not going to get in. They've got a nuclear weapon now. It's called the economy. Hold the world hostage. Right? Make it so you're going to try to go through the Strait of Hormuz. It's going to be a nightmare for you. Good luck. We're going to make it living hell. And we're going to force you to do what? Are you going to bomb and kill 92 million people? Probably not. So that's the weapon they need. Right. And right now they're using it. Nothing's getting through. And they're charging a ton of cash. They're charging the Chinese, for God's sakes, to even come through. So we will see. Bell ruined it before we went to break. Yes, movies are longer. They say goodbye than a 90-minute movie.
All you have to do is take a look at things like the Star Wars franchise, the Marvel franchise, some of these tentpole movies that big-name directors have done. Every single one is like almost or over 3 hours.
And I don't know what it is. Look, we're living at a time when our attention spans are that of a gnat. And you want to make stuff longer. Make it quick, easy. Just give us the stuff we need. Let us get in that. Because not only is the movie 2 hours and 10 minutes, the 45 minutes of commercials and trailers before that turns it into a 3 and 4 hour ordeal.
Well, don't get rid of the trailers.
No, don't get rid of the trailers. But it's becoming a thing where, although the amount of money we spend when you go there, for God's sakes, you know what? You want to get your money's worth. No doubt about that. Seriously. All right, coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Happy Good Friday. It's Chad Benson Show. Super Talk, 99.7.
It's now 2 o'clock, and I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. And new from Iran, a U.S. A-10 Warthog combat plane crashed near the Strait of Hormuz. Right around the same time, the F-15 went down in Iran. This is according to officials at the New York Times. Now, that Warthog pilot is 100% safe and has been recovered. Meantime, it is nighttime in Iran. It's 10:30 p.m. local time, and the search continues for the second pilot aboard that F-15 that was shot down. Retired Marine Colonel Steve Ganyard on how exactly the F-15E ejects a crew.
The weapon systems officer in the back seat goes out first, and then the pilot for deconfliction so they don't hit each other as they eject. So in this case, they shouldn't have been very far away. So that's what's concerning, is that they were able to pick up one, but either couldn't find or get to the other pilot.
Now, the one pilot who was rescued is undergoing medical treatment at the moment. Fox News reports that both the pilots were male. Some thieves used the cover of darkness to rip an ATM machine from its foundation in Murfreesboro early this morning. News 2's Peyton Kennedy saying that this happened about 4:30 in the morning.
The attempted theft happened outside the Chase Bank on Memorial Boulevard. Police say they believe the suspects used 2 trucks stolen from Davidson County to rip the ATM from its foundation. Both of those trucks were found abandoned.
Those thieves were not able to open the ATM, so they abandoned the machine. Police are asking anyone with doorbell cameras living near Haven Drive or James Drive in Murfreesboro to check their footage for any clues that could help them find the suspects. There will be no charges filed in the killing of an MTSU professor who was found shot to death in the middle of a road in DeKalb County. News 2's Sarah Smith reports the autopsy has revealed the final piece of the investigative puzzle.
Investigators say the autopsy report shows 41-year-old Ashley McKenzie, an MTSU professor, with toxic levels of meth in her system. They say just before sunup in December, she steps onto Smithville Highway in front of a driver heading to work.
He reported that as he was driving to work, pulling up to a stop sign,
this woman walked out in front of his truck and tried to stop it, ended up raising her handgun, pointing it in his direction. She was armed, and he felt like his life was in danger, and he fired in self-defense.
Deputies find McKenzie dead in the road, a handgun next to her, and nearby a mask and surveillance gear.
Investigators were also able to use surveillance camera footage to help in their determination that this was a case of self-defense for that driver. That's the latest news. Stick around for your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
What is up? Happy Good Friday. It's a good Friday. It's a great Friday. Belle, it's the greatest Friday ever. Couldn't get any better. Every Friday's good.
I think we really need to find a date and put this on it because I just get confused because Easter moves around.
Yes.
Stop moving Easter around.
Yeah. See, Joan didn't know. She didn't know that we were heathens yesterday because we didn't know when Easter was because I was just between all of the jobs and the businesses, and getting ready to move.
Yeah, but New Year's Day, always on New Year's Day, July 4th, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Well, Thanksgiving's the Thursday, last Thursday of the month.
But it's on a day that we know of. We know where it's going to be every year, third Thursday of November. All these other holidays and days off have a date or a day that we know, like Thanksgiving. So stop moving it around.
There you go. You heard it from him. I agree. Just pick it, go. There it is. Pick it and go. Pick it, go. Pick it, go. Let's just get it done, okay? That way we don't look like fools that we forgot. I really thought it was next week. I really did. I thought, oh, it's next week. We're good. I got it. You know, when you don't sleep, stuff starts to run into it.
That's very easy to happen because it moves.
Yes. It is very easy to happen. Speaking of moving.
Integrity. Houston has completed the pull for TLI. When the engine ignites, you embark on humanity's lunar homecoming arc and set the course to return Integrity and her crew safely home. Houston is go for TLI.
Your Integrity crew is go for TLI. With this burn to the moon, we do not leave Earth. We choose it.
Integrity. Good engine, good control.
We show the same. Feels great up here.
At MET, mission elapsed time of 1 day, 1 hour, and 14 minutes into the Artemis II mission. We have the start of the translunar injection burn that will send the crew around the moon, the first humans to do so in over 50 years.
Integrity looks like a good burn. We're confirming.
Integrity copies.
We have just completed the translunar injection burn. Preliminary reports of a good burn. Again, this commits us to flying by the moon and coming back home on flight day 10.
Well, with that successful TLI, the crew's feeling pretty good up here on our way to the moon, and we just wanted to communicate to everyone around the planet who's worked to make Artemis possible that we firmly felt the power of your perseverance during every second of that burn. Humanity has once again shown what we are capable of, and it's your hopes for the future that carry us now on this journey around the moon.
And around the moon they're going to go. They should arrive at the moon late Sunday into Monday. And that's when they're going to get the best pictures, and then they start their journey back. So they're going to be doing lots of interviews. They're going to be doing a lot of different things. They're working on they're doing CPR, working on blood pressure. CPR thing is rather interesting. You think about it. If you're up there, but you don't know how the body's going to react, but you're not really worried if anybody's got a widowmaker or something like that because they've had so many tests done. But you never know.
If they have the slightest reason to think that something could happen to you up there, you ain't going.
Yeah.
It's like with the change of crew on Apollo 13.
Yeah, well, they think
one of them had
the measles.
The measles, I think
something
it was.
like that. Yeah. And because of that, he stayed, but it ended up being a helper.
Yeah, it probably was part of the reason they survived.
So I love the fact that humanity, I've talked to more people about this over the last couple of days. And that's what they want. One of the other big things they have to do is they have to do all of this press. So they were out there, over the last couple of days doing as much as press as possible all the way up until, and the minute they got in the air, guess what they're doing? More press. And the reason is they need the eyes.
What do you want to tell Americans here at home who are watching this right now?
First and foremost, I would just like to say thank you. Your support and trust in us has enabled this, and so many people that have worked for so long to make this possible. But also, we're just getting started.
Yeah. And you're fighting for dollars like everybody else. You're fighting for money that you need to fund all of these things. Even with the private side of it, you need to make sure that you're getting that funding because I was talking to my buddy last night, and he said, one of the greatest, if not the failures, was essentially after we'd gone to the moon and we kind of won the Cold War. It's like, we're kind of done with space. And we shouldn't have been. There's no way we should have been. And now we're trying to get back to where we were, which is a hard thing to do. And for some of you out there, this may be the first time that we're going to the moon. For some of you. For others, we're going back. And this time we're not landing. So next year, they're going to do another one of these where they're going to rendezvous with, I think it's SpaceX. And then the following year, the beginning of the year, 28, is when they believe they're going to go for it. And I hope they do.
It's Artemis 4 that's supposed to land in 2028.
Depends if we have any money by then. We've borrowed a lot of money. Earlier today, Trump pushed out $1.5 trillion. That is a T. $1 trillion. when it comes to the budget for the military alone. For the military alone, that is a ton of money that is going to be out there. And, you know, I sit there and I think to myself, how much more are we going to print? You know, what are we going to leave our kids, our grandkids? What are we going to leave them besides a giant pile of cheap dollars and debt? I mean, that is a fear. Nobody seems to care about the debt. It's not that we have to be at zero, but at some point in time, you would like to see it go from 40 trillion, maybe down to 30 trillion. At some point, you'd like to see it go in a little bit in reverse rather than continuing to be a runaway freight train. And the $1.5 trillion, that's not, think about, you're going to have to get that somewhere. Where are you going to get it? Where are you going to cut? You're going to cut probably, you know, they're like, well, we're going to try to find waste, fraud, and abuse, which we should always be doing. But that's, I mean, like Bill and I were talking about earlier, what, top 10, top 9 nations, you know. So we're number one. You add everybody else up. What do they have? Nothing compared to what we have. And now we're going to add another $600 billion on top of that. That's not tackling our massive debt. That's like taking out another credit card, and rather than transferring all of your debt over there and getting rid of the other credit cards because it has a better interest rate, you then just go and max that one out. Which is, again, at what point do we sit here and go, when has this become unaffordable? And when do our dollars get so diluted because we've printed that...
Well, don't forget, you're not taking the credit card out in your name. You're taking it out in your neighbor's name, because we're not going to be paying that debt. It's the people down the road that are going to be paying that debt.
Yeah. You look at your kids and go, hey, wait till you see what Uncle Sam left you. A lot of money.
You're going to enjoy that.
Really? No, they left you nothing. In fact, you're starting so far behind the 8 ball for our country. Good luck. And here's the other thing, the service on the debt. That's the other part of it. The service on the debt is getting to the point where it is going to be, I think next year, it might be more than Social Security and Medicare. Think about that. Just to service the debt, which is unsustainable long term. So, very interesting indeed. Very interesting. Meanwhile, shot down a jet today. We've got one. As you heard Jones say, it's night. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure they've got, this is one of those situations that's fluid. And the other side of it is we now live in a time where it is so easy for propaganda to get out there. And that's the other side of stuff that, even when it first came down this morning, I was on the air that a jet had been shot down. But a jet was downed. Iran is claiming it. They had a picture. But I said, it's hard to believe that, because of AI and how quick people can get stuff, how fast people can make things up, it's hard to believe. Is that real? Is it not real? Well, it was real. And again, we rescued one.
It has been more than 12 hours since Iran released images that they said were of the F-15. This have not been independently verified, but they appear to be credible images from what they say was the crash of that F-15. The U.S. official has also confirmed that the jet was indeed shot down. This was hostile enemy fire.
So they confirmed that. The first was rescued. The second, still out there. There's a bounty on his head. He's worth more alive than dead because he would be a crown jewel of propaganda. And that's that war is going on right now. And Israel announced a little while ago they've stopped bombing and shelling out of obviously fear that they would, kill him.
Something similar to this happened during the Iraq War. And everybody was asking, are they going to kill him if they capture him? And Saddam used completely use them for propaganda.
You remember when he was sitting and he brought all of those, like the people that were oil workers and he brought them all.
Yeah, civilians.
The civilians, the little kids, and he's like sitting there and he's like, because it is human shield propaganda. Yep. Propaganda is, and at a time when stuff can spread so fast, I mean, in a heartbeat, it spreads. So I have a feeling we'll get him back. The question is, if they get to him first, what's that price going to be? And for us, what comes next? Is there going to be boots on the ground? By the way, which is not very popular. For those of you who don't know, for some of you who are like, you're an idiot, Chad. You don't know what you're talking about. 6% of the nation supports boots on the ground. Trump's usually great at the 80-20. Like, hey, this isn't very good. 6% that's not a winning thing. And at a time when people are struggling, people are frustrated, gas prices are going up. And gas prices, if tomorrow they declared, hey, we're good, everything's done, which I hope we do, gas isn't going to collapse. That's going to stick around a while. It takes a while to get some of these things online. And the chip makers, NVIDIA and them, are like, we're in serious trouble of running out of chips because they don't have helium. Which, of course, helps with the chips. So there's a lot of things going on that we have to pay attention to because all of it ends up where? Eventually eating away at our bank accounts. And there's enough frustration with that. We just came off, 2.5 years of the old man in the sea, wandering around half naked at the White House, wondering where it was, with prices high, and just didn't really know what to do at that point in time. And we don't want that anymore. And for a lot of people out there, they can't afford it. They can't. So we shall see. Coming up, a lot of good stuff still to get to today. We're having fun. It's Good Friday. What are you guys doing for Easter? Are you decorating eggs? Do people decorate eggs anymore? Do they still have that? Was it Paz? Is that
Pause?
Pause. Yeah, they still have that. You know what I haven't seen this year because I don't go to stores. But is it Peeps? Oh God,
nasty.
Are those the worst things in the world?
They are up there. Yes, Peeps are just gross garbage.
Are they marshmallows? Is that what they're supposed to be?
They're supposed to be, but they don't seem like it.
No, they're torture is what they are. They're absolute gross. But and by the way, if you're listening from Peeps, we're sorry about that. We just need to give you the reality of how we feel about it. I'm sure people listening love Peeps. Okay?
And they're weird if they do.
They're weird if they do, but that's, you know what? Beauty of America, that's your prerogative to be a weirdo. Coming up, a little Finally Friday, straight ahead, Chad Benzo, Super Talk 997. Relief Factor is awesome. You're going to love Relief Factor. If you are getting along in a tooth, like sore, your back is sore, you're just sitting there and you're like, my muscles are sore. Inflammation's a big deal. And a lot of the food we eat, not good for us, doesn't help us with inflammation. So what do? You're looking for something. Relief Factor delivers that. It's all natural. Take it every single day. You're going to feel amazing. It's going to help combat inflammation. It's got omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol, all this amazing stuff in it. And what it does is it focuses on those pathways where that inflammation is and helps you get back to feeling better. So get out of that pain. You don't have to live in it. It is incredible. And Relief Factor is going to get you the first bag is $19.95, less than $20. They're taking a loss on it because they believe in the product so much they want to show you. So get the 3-week quick start now. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com right now and get yourself Relief Factor. Call 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Coming up, the latest on the rescued crew member of the F-15 that was shot down over Iran. We'll tell you what's happening there on the ground as well, coming up here at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Every single Friday, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, we take a deep breath. We relax a little bit. We get our groove on, and we listen to a little George Jones because finally, it's Friday.
Let's get our stoke on.
Yeah. You know what? We haven't heard that today. I think we need to hear it. Right? Bringing our stoke back. Several people have hit me up, and chances are our good friend Jones not heard. We got to revamp our stoke. Kids.
George Jones is going to revamp our stoke.
Okay, we're going to revamp the stoke, and we're going to rock and roll.
Anybody that's struggling with something, I hope they see me and don't give up. Just keep fighting.
Keep the fight up, indeed. I got some of your text messages coming in.
They coming in hot.
You go, girl. Snaps finger in Z formation. You go, girl. Hey, what's up? Ever looked into the pagan origins of Easter? Personally, I prefer Happy Resurrection Day.
Wasn't that a movie? Resurrection Day?
That was a movie. What movie? Who was that?
Can't remember.
Was that Arnie?
Not sure.
Yeah, that was a movie. There's that. That wasn't. Now we're going to need to know what it is. There's, by the way, not a lot of peep lovers on the text line. Nobody likes the peeps.
I don't understand. I mean, there's got to be people out there that love them because they're still making them, but I don't know any of those people.
I can't. Even my
I think
kids.
they're good for decorating. Like they decorate the basket very nicely because they're tall and sort of tall, and they're colorful, right? So I think they're good for decorating, but I don't know that people eat them.
Well, instead of decorating my Easter basket with those, can we just give me another chocolate bunny?
Real chocolate, though. None of that crap that Hershey's tried to pass off or with Reese's.
It was Reese's, yeah.
So we were talking about Brad Reese's yesterday. The peanut butter cups, Joan, the real ones, just come in the 2-pack.
Yeah.
Those were left the same. But anything that was like the Easter Bunny or, the pumpkin or any of that stuff, that was all made with different ingredients that wasn't milk chocolate. And now they're going back to it because they recognize people were not happy about it.
They were called out by, I think, the grandson, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, some stuff you can go, maybe it tastes a little bit different, maybe not. You don't know. People, that was such a distinct taste, and it went away like that. And even before he said it, my wife and I, she got those Easter Bunny ones, and I took a bite, and I was like, and I'm like, the next day I got another one. I'm like, these are awful. And she goes, right? I thought it was me. And yeah, next thing you know, several people are like, oh, and then I start seeing Brad Reese's, who loves, by the way, being the grandson of Mr. Reese's, because he wears Reese's Peanut Butter Cup shirts everywhere, which I think is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, every time he meets a chick, she's like, what's up with the shirt? Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah. So Peeps are blanking disgusting. I think it's the best way to. What's worse, candy corn or Peeps?
Yes.
Exactly.
Actually, I would take
That.
candy corn in a second.
Yeah, I
over
would
Peeps.
too. I'd rather eat the wax that pretends to be candy than the awful dry eraser that is Peeps. All right, coming up, we got the latest headlines of what's going on, especially in Iran. You got some of your text messages as well. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chat Bench, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Joan Jones with your top stories, and here's what we know right now about the one recovered F-15 fighter crew member, and he's right now undergoing medical treatment. The second crew member could not have landed too far from the rescued crew. They both ejected close to one another.
What we're hearing is a lot from Iran, as you can imagine right now. This, from their point of view, is a practical victory in this 5-week-old war. It is a propaganda victory in this 5-week-old war. It's a practical victory because, as we've heard from Israeli sources here, Israel is halting its strikes against Iran while this search and rescue operation goes on. We assume that U.S. strikes have been halted as well, and that the only mission right now is finding and rescuing that second still missing crew member. So from a practical point of view, Iran sees this as a victory.
That is Jonathan Hunt from Fox News. Now, President Trump, at a primetime address to the nation earlier this week, said that the U.S. was nearing completion of its military objectives and that Tehran's anti-aircraft abilities had been decimated. Closer to home, you may need to find a different route traveling through Nashville today. There's a water main break. It has Annex Avenue closed between American Road and Henry Ford Drive. Crews started working on that 12-inch main about 7 o'clock this morning. Metro Water Service hasn't said when it will be able to open the roadway and how long it'll take to get water restored to the 100 customers that are affected. And a Tiger Woods update for you. TMZ is reporting that his private jet has touched down in Zurich, Switzerland, days after getting permission from a judge to travel outside of Florida to seek treatment for an addiction. On X this week, he announced that he would step away from golf to seek treatment and to focus on his health. That is the latest news. We've got your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
In the late afternoon and through the evening, highs on Saturday are near 80. Any thunderstorms can produce a heavy downpour. We'll continue with rain overnight Saturday, but then dry things out Easter Sunday morning. It's cooler Sunday afternoon, but sunshine returns. We're back in the 60s.
Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling presents Spring Breathe Easy Package. This is designed to help homeowners clean out the dust, man, and there is allergens, pet dander, all of that stuff, especially for the summer heat arrives, right? So powerful AC tune-up. Now, this is incredible. So this is all about professional indoor air quality check. They're going to give you that, right? Make sure that your air that you're breathing, you and your family, clean, healthy. Also going to receive duct inspection, premium air duct cleaning, removing built up debris hiding deep inside your systems. And we've been sneezing around the house so much lately. But that's not it. Busy Bee's also going to install home germicidal system to help you reduce airborne contaminants. Premium service. You can get a bonus unit fog deodorizer, leaving your home smelling fresh and clean. Now, get ready for this. The value, $11.99 on a 1.5 to 3-ton system, regularly $1,800, or $15.99, 3.5 to 5-ton units, regularly $2,100. Call 615-775-7833 or visit them online at busybeehvac.com today.
Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. When it comes to your finances and retirement planning, how organized are you? Most people don't want to think about it because it can be overwhelming. The truth is, many times they're worried about being sold something that ends up being a mistake. So they blindly trust big investment firms, which can be even a bigger mistake. We combine education that's not over your head without the conflict of interest of commissions. Problem solved. Go to paulwinkler.com. Advisory services offered through Paul Winkler Inc., an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Get ready for this. This is crazy. You guys ready for crazy? We got a lot of crazy. You guys know that. China edges past U.S. in global approval ratings. Our leadership right now, they look upon us 31% positive. China, 36%. That's not good. That's not good at all. I mean, there's no North Korea. I'm trying to find out where they came in on this. I cannot find. So, China, Germany,
Does
and
North
China.
Korea even lead anything other than the record for counterfeiting?
The oppression of the people and cult activity.
Yes.
Number one thing on their thing. Germany and China earned higher approval rates than the United States of America. Germany, which is ranked most positively viewed as far as a major power. These are major powers. North Korea is not so much one, although you have to put them in there because they got a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
They don't know how to get them on the actual rocket, but they have the stuff to make dirty bombs. So Germany, 48%, followed by China, 36%, the United States, 31%, and we're just above Russia. China leads U.S. in net approval through both. Though both, look, let's be real, both of us, negative, very much so. Which, you know.
Who did they poll? A bunch of kids who love socialism?
No, they polled, this is Gallup, they polled from all over the globe. So from everywhere. And so it's like, I mean, just about. So they didn't take, obviously, so like if you're in China, they weren't counting the Chinese people to say it's China. So same thing for us. So you've got pretty much every continent got polled in some way, shape, or form. And a vast majority of people, this wasn't like we're only going to poll 18-year-olds. They had older, they had younger. Kosovo, we did well in the Kosovo. 64%. Israel, we did well. Poland, we did well. Albania, we're strong in Albania. The Philippines, solid.
Poland's just trying to make excuses so when they decide to go into Russia, we'll be like, that's okay.
That's okay. We got you covered. Singapore, Tunisia, Pakistan, and Russia. We polled very poorly there. Very poorly.
We poorly in Singapore?
Mm-hmm. That's surprising.
That's probably the Chinese influence there.
Well, not only the Chinese influence, but, you know, if this was done somewhat recently, you know, Asia, Southeast Asia, all of Asia relies so much on the Middle East for a lot of different stuff. And our influence there, especially if it comes with any kind of energy, it's not good for them. I was looking at the most expensive gas prices. Hong Kong, there's some gas stations charging $16 a gallon.
Wow. Well, how much?
Iceland's 11. Norway's like 12. That's insane.
I'm trying. Iceland, I don't think has a ton of cars.
No, probably not.
And
you can get around in most places rather easily because you got Reykjavik and then.
And I don't. Does Hong Kong have a high ratio of privately owned vehicles? They do.
Mm-hmm. But they also have great public transport. But it's not like public transport's going to stay the same. You know, they're going to have to go up because they're still very capitalistic, even though they're, you know, one country, two rules, which never really happened the way they thought it was going to happen. You can always call us because we love hearing from you, and you can leave a message on the text line.
Here's the thing, Chad. There's already police on the ground. People just don't realize that with the U.S. Special Forces. They're there. If they go in there, they're not going to publicize it as an infantry invasion. They're not going to do that. There's already U.S. police on the ground with Special Forces, Navy SEALs, whatever. They've already gone in there and done the stuff that they need to get. Or maybe they're still looking for it. Maybe the uranium. And I even read one story, and it might be far-fetched reason, I don't know. One story, they was even still looking for the 2020 re-election results through servers. I don't know if they can do that or not. I really don't know. But the boots is already on the ground. People don't realize.
So
that's probably true. I mean, I'm sure they had people in there weeks before.
There's no doubt they had. Well, the issue with getting the uranium is the massive amounts of people you're going to have to use to get the uranium. And that's a big issue because it can't just be somebody's like, why don't we send the people in for like Venezuela? You don't understand. Venezuela and Iran are two separate beasts. Iran is a nation that has basically been on a war front since, forever and a day, right?
When did the Iran-Iraq war start?
Right after. Let's see here. When do you think it started? Do you think it was? It was right after the Iranians overthrew the Shah, and we're like, hey. Would you like to go and invade these people? We'll give you some stuff, and here's some chemical weapons. Have a good time. And we backed Saddam. So, but they've been on kind of a war footing all the time. So it's not the same. It's a much, also, here's the other thing. She sold out Maduro, and she's got a smile on her face. Her and her brother sold Maduro out. They don't really care what goes. They were fine with that. They told him exactly he's going to be here. This is a different story because you're going to have to go way deeper in, and to get that stuff out, it's a lot, especially if it's as buried as everybody says it is, including the Israelis. That's a tough thing. And you have to have scientists with you to get that stuff out. It's nasty.
Oh, by the way, apparently since we went in and got Maduro, the exports of cocaine from Venezuela have just gone way down.
Completely stopped. Except for the sharks.
Yeah.
Because the sharks are hopped up on the coke and the meth, and they're really into prescription drugs, which is nuts.
And that's how badly we affect the natural environment that we now have cocaine sharks.
Yeah.
They need to make a movie called Cocaine Shark.
Iran, it's in their religion to get rid of the infidel Western. Venezuela is not as serious. Iran, I tell you guys, they're Persians. A vast majority of them outside of the mullahs, they don't know anything about the Shah. They weren't there for the revolution. They want freedom and opportunities like everybody else. It's a modern society. This isn't the Stone Age, right? This isn't Afghanistan where guys are sitting there and they're deciding, hey, today we're going to go grow some poppy seeds. Tomorrow we're going to fight a war. And then we're going to go back up and grow poppy seeds.
And when the Shah was in power, the vast majority of the people in the country were very secular. They weren't, practicing Muslims.
Yeah, very much so. So that's, especially in and around Tehran, because that's really all he cared about. He cared about the oil fields in and around Tehran and Lebanon because he enjoyed going there. Because Lebanon, by the way, back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s was kind of like Cuba was pre their revolution. It's where a lot of Europeans used to go. Christianity was the dominant religion. What? And still, I think about 35% of people in Lebanon are Christian. So it's...
Yeah, I think it's got the highest ratio of Christians in the Middle East as far as countries.
Mm-hmm. So, yes. Yeah, the crazies that run stuff aren't the people. But if the goal is to eventually get rid of those and have people that we can welcome in, right? Hey, welcome to the modern society of trading globally and being a part of this, big thing we call Earth. Killing a bunch of them isn't going to endear yourself to us or anybody else. And then the one thing that nobody's talking about, which is what happens. Already we've got, 1 million or 2 million people from Lebanon that are displaced. Where do they end up? Everybody's talking about, in Europe, they've got a problem. Where do you think they're going to end up? Because they're not coming here. They're going to go to Europe. There's 92 million people in Iran. So that's another migration problem that could get ugly. So they're looking for potentially looking for those 2020 ballots that are hidden somewhere, huh?
Well,
thought they were in Venezuela.
5354 had a good idea. We should do baby cocaine shark.
Baby cocaine shark?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I should probably try to do that this weekend.
That'd be funny.
Baby cocaine shark, shark. Sally says, well, if the Persians want their freedoms just like everybody else, they need to pick up sticks and stones and start breaking some bones. Yeah, that's what Israel, by the way, told them to do. And then Trump told them,
Dope is on the way.
No, he told Israel, Bibi, knock it off. And you guys want to hear something crazy? So one of my sources, again, for those of you who have been in this business 30 years, trust me, said that our backdoor conversations that we were having, Israel knew who they were, and they were going to target them, and they were going to kill them. And Trump told him, you better not, because Pakistan found out about it and told Trump, and he told Bibi, and then, coincidence or not a coincidence, right across the street from the Pakistani embassy, boom. Yeah. So just
So convoluted.
It is so convoluted, guys. It is so convoluted. So convoluted. It's a place that is a mess, and the mess is, by the way, we play a part in this mess. We do. Why? Because we're an empire. We're big. And when you're empire, you expand your feet. When you expand your feet, sometimes you stretch, sometimes you step on stuff. But now it's a different world. And having Iran as a trading partner, having Iran as, if you could absolutely get rid of the wackadoos, be great for everybody. But also, one thing that we have talked about, it isn't just us. Because we could agree on a lot of stuff, but they're going to look over and ask Bibi questions about things. And if he says no, so there you go. Coming up, we're going to wrap it up. Maybe Matt, maybe not Matt. We're not quite sure. Matt, unfortunately. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Might be stuck in a little bit of traffic. But
if he breaks his streak, I'm going to be so sad.
I know.
Because I've heard him say 1,000 times, I might be coming in hot. I might be a little bit late. Never been late. Ever.
Does he use I-65?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's, 65 north at Old Hickory Boulevard, exit 74. That's a crash, and the left shoulder is blocked off. So it's just really jammed in that area.
Okay. Yeah, he'll probably be here. He's not going to break a streak. I have faith in you, Matt. All right, we're going to wrap it up straight ahead. Chad Benz. Oh, there he is right there. See? Right
is
there.
He actually
yeah,
out
he's
there?
right there.
It
See?
figures.
All the lies. All right, we're going to wrap it up straight ahead. Chad Benson Show. Wrap it up on a Friday, a good Friday, and you made it here.
It is Good Friday. Hello, everyone. Hello, Chad.
Smooth drive, huh?
It was nice. Combination of, I think, spring break traffic coming back from the Gulf and just general traffic and just nastiness. It's bad on 65 northbound. It's probably bad everywhere.
What time did you leave?
I left at 10 after 1.
You trying to find that right? Like when you don't have to come in early, you're trying to find that.
Well, I wanted to. I try to leave at 1 and I never get out of there. But it's about 55 minutes. So if you leave at 1, you're here before 2. Should have been here before 2. Yada yada yada. It's it's all that. It's
If
all
he is ever actually late, I'm going to assume something tragic has happened.
It's very frustrating. I don't like traffic.
No, I don't like traffic either.
I would make a really good rich person. Where I'm sitting in the back, a helicopter, or you sit in the back seat. If you're not driving in it, I'm not worried about it. I'm focused on something else, on the TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've long said I'd make a really good rich person. But then I came to realize, well, who wouldn't?
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Although there's some people that don't. There's people that win the lottery that aren't mentally prepared to be rich, and they're dead in 3 years.
Yeah, because all the pressure of everybody who has a bad idea that they want you to, fund their little thing, or every cousin comes out of the woodwork.
I've said it for years. If you aren't a person of means, in other words, if you are, anywhere near or around the poverty level, and you win the lottery, you can no longer have any of the friends that you have.
No, cannot.
Because if you try to have the same friend set, you will have a miserable existence. You have to expect that all of your friends are over. That's over. Maybe some family, but probably most of your family,
Most of your family, too. Especially the ones you've never met, but yet now know you.
That's why you got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
if you win the lottery,
but there will be signs.
That's right. I'm not going to tell you that I won the lottery, but there will be signs.
There will be signs. What's the sign? The sign is I'm not coming into work anymore.
That's right. And I'm probably not calling you back.
No, ever. I've got a new number, and you don't know it.
But yeah, there's a little accident for those coming up. If you're wondering, there's a little. The 840 June Lake Boulevard thing is not an accident. It's just weirdness. But apparently they're about to 3-lane that. So that was announced yesterday on the show. Scott Spicky said that TDOT is 3-laning between Saturn Parkway and 840. So congratulations to those of you that travel that area. I can't help you on 24. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing to do on 24 is maybe to blow it up and start over. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it feels like that when they didn't plan for expanding out. And so it's just kind of like kids drew it up. It's like, well, you can go this way, and then we can go here, and then this is going to go from 5 lanes to 4, no, to 2, and then it's going to go back up here to 4, and then it's going to go back down to 1.
What is what of all the cities you've been in does one come to mind as the worst?
LA traffic.
I guess
LA traffic because there's never not traffic. You're driving at 2 in the morning, there's traffic. You're driving Christmas Day, there's traffic, and it's bad, but I would say Dallas is pretty bad as well.
Yeah, Dallas is brutal.
Atlanta is awful.
Atlanta's awful because there's just so much of it. The wildest experience driving was in New York City because I drove there for a couple of occasions, and driving on the Roosevelt Parkway, Roosevelt Parkway,
Thoroughway, whatever it is,
on the side of Manhattan. It is the weirdest driving experience because the roads are so. You talk about potholes here. The roads are so gross. It's because they never have a chance to fix them.
No.
They have to shut the damn island down in order to pave them. So they just wait until they get until it
becomes
cars,
a sinkhole.
Yeah, right.
The thing about LA is, you're here in Nashville. You get outside, you're pretty much good. You get past a certain area, everything's fine. California, from San Diego to Sacramento, it just sucks. Right? It doesn't matter where you are. It's traffic. And that's the problem. Like, when I was in Georgia, you get outside of Atlanta, you're okay, especially in certain areas. But here, 24 is just blowing up.
It is what it is. But we're going to have a great day. We're going to have a great afternoon, and I hope you have a good Friday.
You too, brother. You have a good Friday. Have a happy Easter, everybody. We'll be back on Monday.